Hello and welcome to the Modcast. I'm here with Penta,
Okay.
Toast,
Kill me.
Aminal,
Kill me too.
Zen,
It's a good start. I can already foresee us not quitting right in the middle of this one.
and Wokey, me. And I'll take it to Zen, who's the host. What would
Alright, anyway. Let's see. We'll start in global. We always start in global, so that shouldn't be a surprise anymore.
I
I wonder what card just came out in global. If anyone's even gone remotely near the subreddit in the past, 2 weeks?
Strength Broly?
I wonder
Physical
what card just came out.
I think
Super
it was
Vegetto
Strength
just came out.
Broly. Oh, okay.
And nobody, everyone was really quiet about it on the sub. No one really talked about it too much, so that might be why you missed it.
Yeah.
But we should go ahead and talk about him anyway, even though no one in the world is remotely
This is
excited
a really
that he came
low-key summon. He's not going to do anything in the future. Honestly, his viability as time goes on, it's just going to completely fall off the map. You know, the man, the legend, Super Vegetto.
out. Very skippable card, yeah.
super?
He has
Very
this trash.
missable.
He has this trash gimmick where, like his banner, he get a free multi. That's just not worth it.
Oh, no.
You want to give Bandai all your stones.
Everyone has this whole, in-joke going on. We're all running Super Vegetto just to try and see how far we can take him in the game. It's just hilarious.
He's the new Majub. Only without the cool pants.
So who here pulled Super Vegetto?
I don't play global.
I pulled him in Japan.
I bought an account with him in Japan. Thanks,
Jesus
Benji.
Christ. You wonder why people say that the sub is Japan-centric.
No one would
Modcast
say
are
that.
rating
Canal tried and he did not get Super Vegetto.
He did get him. He did
He
get
did?
him.
Oh,
It took him
Eventually.
16 multis, but he did get him.
okay, good.
16.
Well, no, good. No, I take that back. I didn't hear the 16. That's not good. But I'm glad.
Not everyone could be me, and who the fuck was the other guy? Laughing Man got him? First multi?
He got him in
Yes.
500 stones. I guess
on,
there's just...
on the
Someone else
video.
someone else like me got him in the first multi. I can't remember who.
No, Laughing Man
podcast.
got it the first.
Yeah,
like
he,
on
on
his
his main, he got it on his first.
On his main, yeah.
Yeah, legit. So Zen, Super Vegetto's out.
Speaking of Laughing Man, go check out his summon video.
It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, fucker.
So,
Just gonna
so we've
pimp
entered
on
the age of the gameplay apocalypse part 2 in global now.
Yeah.
So
Vegeta's
just to,
the old and busted.
yeah, we got Super Vegetto here now, who's just gonna take a giant dump on the rest of the game for however long it's around. Now, based on Japan's release schedule here, how long do you think until Gotenks comes out? 2 weeks?
I say
Tomorrow.
Uh,
Yesterday.
because sometimes, well, I actually, this has actually been something that I've been thinking about, because sometimes Global actually does like different things to the schedule, and they still need
We
to
got Super Vegetto this fast. I did not expect this. We got him fucking before
Yeah, Super
November,
Vegetto came out literally the day Beerus ended.
yeah.
which is ridiculous. And we got him for the 100 million subscribers thing. So,
Yeah.
okay, this is fast, but I don't expect them to put off Gotenks that far. Wait a month and a half for him?
Yeah, I don't think so. That's just not the way that they did it in Japan.
Well, Japan did it fucking insanely.
Yeah, they did.
They just
Well,
okay,
Japan
here's
had
Super
about a
Vegetto.
month and a half between
Super
Beerus and
Vegetto
Super
game's
Vegetto.
broken. So, wait, what do you mean Super Vegetto just came out a week ago? You'd want another one, don't you? Here, have Gotenks.
Well, they still gotta get Kaioken, don't they? Or is that after Gotenks?
That's after.
Kaioken
Uh-huh.
is 3 days after Gotenks comes out.
Alright. Yeah, that was a crazy ass time.
I say Gotenks comes out either late November or early December.
I hope early December. I hope.
And then if they want the ultimate cash-in, they wait till Christmas for Kaioken.
Oh my god.
See, I don't know, because Global has been all gung-ho about we're gonna catch up, we're catching up, and it is closer now. It's only, 2 months, 3 months behind?
Yeah, it's
You're only
actually-
4 godleads behind.
So if they're gonna catch up, they're not gonna space the summons out. You know?
No.
It depends. It depends. Honestly, we can't really forecast how this is going to go, because it's already so different from the timeline that happened in Japan.
Yeah, it's true. So this is the thing I was gonna say. When did we get the additional story stuff? Was that after Super Vegito or before?
We got it like way before, I
I think it was
think.
before, actually, yeah.
So yeah, they still need the other part of the story. That's actually something that I've been surprised as someone in questions thread asked me, how do I unlock part 4 at the end of the story mode? They don't have the rest of the story yet.
Fighting Broly's Dokkan event and fighting Doflamingo, those are the first two super difficulties we get in the game. Where in Japan, super... I don't know when it was introduced. I'm pretty sure it was introduced with the story.
It was like a main difficulty then. Because it just goes Z hard, and super now.
Yeah, which is they're actually gonna have something that Japan didn't have, which is they're gonna have a period where they're gonna be able to get some more stones. Because by the time when we had that early stuff, we had no fucking idea that they were about to just bombast us with a bunch of god leads. So now it seems that I want to say this was deliberate on global side, where they were like, if we give them the story now, they're all just gonna blow it on Super Vegetto. So maybe we wait a bit and let them have it after, so that at least they have a chance at getting some stones for the other guys.
I want to give them some credit and say that we just went through a massive period where like there was too much to do on global.
Yeah.
And then we're coming into this where there's just the right amount of things to do on global. I think they just don't want to have these periods of, okay, you have 5 Dokkan events to do. Now you have 3 Dokkan events to do. Now you have 4. Like, they just want to keep it like 3, unless something huge happens.
Yeah, I guess.
Like throwing in a bunch of Dokkan events, then new story, and then B-Pan's just around. Oh my god, B-Pan is just around the corner. Like, throwing in all these at once is gonna distract people from what they want, which is pulling.
Yeah.
And if they give new story right now, people won't spend to pull, which is what they really want.
That is true. I guess that's true too.
Well, it's not that many new stones that come in it.
It's still enough.
I mean,
to
it's
make,
like
at least
it's
do
like
one.
60, I think.
That's enough for
It's
one.
a welfare check.
Yeah, it's a welfare check.
It's 2 areas. It's enough to get around like 9, 18, 27. That's a multi. If it's 8 places per area. 54
It's
stones.
8 places, and then the last area has like 3 stages.
Okay, fuck. So that's not a multi. That's close.
But still, that story stuff should be enough to kind of, if they wanted to pace out maybe so they don't have the same like, the feeling it was in Japan definitely of like, hey, you want these guys? Better start spending. Is there gonna be a stone sale? No. Just come on, just give us the 60, get some 90. And I think that's kind of like, this is the first time I've actually stopped and thought about the global release schedule and the way that they kind of planned it out. It feels at least pretty deliberate, and it feels like it's not like when it was in the past when it felt like the reason they moved something up, it felt like maybe something fucked up, like when Cooler was never coming out and they started releasing other stuff before him, and then they accidentally released Tech Cooler before his event. And they did all this stuff. It felt like very much like oh man, we got to do something now. Where at least
way back in the day.
Way back in the day, things have changed. The global perception has changed.
We actually have rates higher than 4%.
Yeah.
We have good cards.
Yeah. And you have now a release schedule that doesn't copy Japan, so it's hard to kind of pinpoint everything. All we can say is it comes months and months. Months and months.
With all this stuff to get back on track with Super Vegetto, Gotenks, and Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken, money grab, bastards. I didn't. A part of me hasn't comprehended Motto up until now, and I'm starting to fully grasp it because I'm running Super Vegetto with a team of like a non-Z awakened GT Goku, the starter Goku, and like 3 SRs. And I can clear the Doflamingo Super event with just popping like a Baba.
Hey.
To seal Super.
Do you remember the post I made beating Gogeta, the Dokkan event, with like Super Vegetto and a bunch of N cards.
Yeah, it's,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I haven't fully comprehended the power that God Leads give you until I was just, oh my god, I took so much damage. I need to heal. I look at my health bar. I'm at like not even half.
Yes, and that changes super. That was actually similar to me because I was one of those people in Japan that was on the side of I don't. There's a lot of negatives to Super Vegito that I think people are like glossing over, and then I use a double mono team, and I was like, never mind.
It's not even negatives. It's just I haven't been over here saying to myself, he's terrible. No one's saying that. The guy is one of the best tanks in the game, if not the best. He gives a 30% attack boost on Super. That's incredible.
Yeah.
But I didn't really understand, because I don't play Japan, I haven't understood just why mono became the only thing. And now I know.
Yes.
Well, it's a different mindset. You can't go you go into it thinking, oh sure, that's a lot of stats, but I have a rainbow team. I have all this key. I can do whatever I want. But it's not until you realize when you take a super to the face and it does 94,000 damage, and then you look at your health and you still have another 94,000 left, just how absolutely ridiculous it really is.
That's for you guys. I'm only rocking like 110k.
Yeah, I'm about at 180,000.
Yeah, like I'm using the Vegeta Dokkan event SR.
Whoa.
Thanks, dude.
I'm using SR Bardock. I'm using Goten. I have no agility cards, and I
Yeah.
got their God Leader.
No, it's definitely you're right in the sense that mono you have to use it to understand it because I still get again at the question thread a lot of people going like I have Super Vegito and I got Gogeta, what do I do? And I always say put Super Vegito as the lead and then put some trash behind him and you will literally blow through a lot of the early parts of that game just because he as much as you want to use Gogeta, he's kind of not that needed in a very weird sense. And I don't mean this to shit on Gogeta. I just mean like literally, you should just have fun. You re-rolled for Super Vegetto. You should test out and start feeling for what a mono lead does to you. Because
Well, that is if you reroll Super Vegeta, which a friend of mine did, and he just, God bless his soul, he's gone.
It's all gone.
Speaking of, we should discuss, I guess, about re-rolling for him if you should or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's applicable for every God Leader, so we might as well.
Mm-hmm.
You should have, in this event right now, you started off the game with 45, you start off with a multi.
Yeah.
Well,
You
here's
should have.
You should have. This is the unfortunate thing of I think that banner is now over with, right?
Yeah,
It
like,
is,
he had
but this
77
can apply to basically everyone. Because,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they're
true.
going to start coming out in real short order here.
Yep.
So,
That's fair.
yeah. I mean, obviously it's a choice, it's a personal decision. We can't give you a set amount of guidelines as to whether or not you should reroll.
Uh-huh.
But if you're coming up on the Buhan banner, and you haven't gotten Vegito, and you haven't gotten Broly, and you haven't gotten Gotenks, or even Kaioken, and you're still using Gogeta, and then, a good rainbow team, but it's still just a rainbow team, what do you think? Do you pull the trigger, or do you keep going?
I mean, at that point, if it's like really invested in the account, assuming they, I guess, go with the schedule for Japan, you might wait till the tickets.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Those
I mean,
tickets
Wuhan
are.
wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't. Those tickets are literally the last Hail Mary. Like those are the only reason that's stopping me from going just re-roll. Because the chance of those tickets potentially getting you the God leads that you've been needing, and it's gonna be probably a very rough go between now and that time, just because events are gonna really start kicking your ass in a very, very easy way.
Yeah, if you try and do the super events and stay like the top tier stuff, you're not gonna. Some of them are doable with Gogeta. Some of them are, if you strain your asshole enough, you can squeeze out a win. But for the most part, that's why mono became not because of their power. Their power is also really good, but it's just the fact that their pure survivability makes everything so much easier. You don't need to do as much accounting, like, okay, if I use this event here, I might die in 2 turns if they super, that sort of stuff. All that accounting flies out the window because you have 1,000,000 health.
Yeah, it's hard to go back too. I was just
It
screwing
really
around
is.
in one of the events with a rainbow team, and I went through a turn, and I wasn't concerned at all, and I looked down, and I had like 400 health left. It's hard to go back because you don't worry about health anymore when you start playing with a full rainbow team.
That's why
Yeah,
I
doing-
don't worry about health when I play a type that's good against my mono team. I still don't worry about health.
You don't really have to. I was doing the World Tournament in Japan with a Rainbow team, and it's like, dear God, what is this? This isn't 200,000 health.
Yeah, World Tournament was definitely like that. That's one of the. I want to say Rainbow is the reason my awesome Majub team was not able to beat Omega Shenron. Because the Rainbow just it's tough, especially since those super difficulties can have multiple stage boss fights and take so much health off you if you just get unlucky and they super spam you. And if you're in Rainbow, you have to start using your items before you're even at the boss, which is very unfortunate.
But to get back on that whole reroll thing, if you hit Buhan or Omega, which is what, like probably within the next
2.5
3 months. Yeah. Within the next 3 months, we're going to get Buhan and Omega. Those are the last 2 god leads. If you hit that point, and you're a free to play and you haven't pulled a god yet, and you don't pull a god on them, if you're free to play like me, I would say wait for the tickets and then reroll. If you're paid, and that's just a maybe. If not, just immediate reroll to get the Buhan or Omega, whichever one you want. But if you're pay to play,
Hold
I'm
on.
so sorry for you. You have paid money. You have not gotten what you want. Wait for the tickets, and if not, then try not to quit the game.
Yeah, if you get to the ticket points and you still get not at least one god lead, then you might start thinking about a lot of things.
Like,
Oh, hey, that's
First
me.
up, quitting this game. Second, I guess a new account if you don't want to quit.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't get any god leads for my tickets, but I already had a Super Vegetto, so it wasn't a make or break time for me.
I mean,
And
my
go to-
tickets were just the best.
Yeah, we get it.
Penta's, he got like every single god
Not
lead
bad.
in 20
Yep.
tickets or so. Just
That's
Didn't
actually
he get
5.
like all 5 in one multi?
Yep.
yeah.
And then his next multi, he got the demigods.
He got black
guess-
somehow. He wasn't even in the
Yeah.
banner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
dude,
how- I
Penta's
don't know
luck
how.
is like insane. I think he's a spy.
Yeah, they really helped him out.
You got
for,
something you want to tell us, Penta?
we should probably kill him for no reason, like for the spy reasons, of course. No other reason, just purely because he's a spy. Just kill him.
Please
Violet
do.
would be proud of us.
Penta.
Please do.
If anyone could tell us about why you shouldn't put your hopes on these tickets, it should be you, Penta.
49 tickets. Every SSR in the game.
And you got
One ticket. He used one ticket, and before he even pulled, it said, "Oh, your box is full." And he's back, and every single SSR and TU or LR, whatever, they were all there. SA10, SA20. Even had the ability system, and that's not out yet.
That's true. I think that's all. I feel the re-rolling gets tricky because of that ticket system. That's the only thing that always, like, if you're gonna re-roll, it would have to definitely be before the black banner, because you need especially if you want to get tickets, you need enough time to gather up the stones and then immediately spend them, so you can
Yeah.
get some more tickets.
And just to clarify, for the people who don't know what the fuck this ticket system we're talking about,
Go ahead.
Japan got a banner which was every 50 tickets you've pulled before a certain date, you got one ticket to pull on it.
50
And
stones,
it had everything. Every single Dokkan Fest character in the game.
Except for black.
except for black.
Except
And
for
I
Black,
mean,
who had just
even-
come out like a date.
Even free to play gets a good amount of them, I'd say, around 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Which is
Even if you're
yeah,
if
you
it's
pull
Not bad.
one ticket each or 5 tickets for 5 pulls, so that's like 15 characters. Decent.
I think Koala got a good amount. And he was free to play. He credited it all to just like the amount of stones he had been building up since beginning the account, even if it was free to play. The count was just
Yeah.
so old that he was able to amount a good amount of them.
Yeah, it's a very big reward for longevity in the game.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really re-roll until then anyway, unless you're just so fed up with your account that you don't want it anymore.
Pretty much.
Yeah, definitely.
I
But
mean,
if you get to those tickets and you don't get anything, I think that is pretty much the nail in the coffin, no matter how much you love your account. If you have no god lead and you get nothing on the tickets, I don't really care how much you like it. I don't
If
think
you
it's
don't-
going anywhere.
If you don't have a god lead but still want, I'd even just suggest rerolling an alt until the tickets come out.
Yeah.
And you know,
Good to have a backup, just in
it's
case.
like if your tickets don't go through for you, you got something to lean back on until the inevitable rainbow god.
That is a completely different fish to fry.
The ever looming threat.
Yeah, the your game is gonna suck again soon. Threat.
Speaking of sucking,
You should
let's-
fuck up you and your hatred for Rainbow.
I don't hate Rainbow. I just hate over centralization.
and on that
So you hate
note,
Rainbow.
let me
Well,
tell
yeah,
you.
because well, not Rainbow in theory, just the way that Dokkan does Rainbow. Because Dokkan makes Rainbow just as strong as Mono, which automatically defeats the purpose of using Mono. If the Rainbow League came out and he was like +3 key and 50% to stats instead of 70%, that'd be fine.
Yeah, I'd be the game for that. Like, yeah. I just want them to do more. Like, okay, this is a bit of a complete tangent on my part. I've been playing OPTC, and I love what they do with captain abilities. And I want them to do what OPTC does with captain abilities in Dokkan.
Which is
I want different takes. I don't want just, okay, you guys get 1,000,000 stats. Go wild! I want gimmicks.
Well, they kind of worked themselves into a hole on this one because, like, let's say we get a gimmick one that's like, oh, this leader gives all your guys 50% chance to dodge incoming attacks.
Huh. Okay.
Sounds kind of super good, but also sounds kind of super terrible. In, like, every way, it's terrible.
So if you had
So-
two leads, you'd get 50-50 each chance.
No,
Not
If we had
100.
two leads, it would be 75%.
I mean, something like this.
Okay.
Just a complete, just spitball leader skill. If you super 3 times, if you super with every single character in the line, the final person to super gets a 250% attack boost.
But how would you super? Because you don't have any starting key.
Well, that's the gimmick, and then you add things onto that to make it work.
Yeah, you see your link skills, man.
Plus
You-
one super, like, again, that would be awful, and no one would use that.
They
They've
would have-
worked themselves into a corner because they've made these leader skills so strong already that any gimmick would have to be so ridiculously overpowered to make it worth it.
That's the thing. You're talking about gimmicks that would rival mono. I don't want gimmicks that rival mono. I just want gimmicks. I just want things that are different. I want things that are like plus 30% attack, plus 30% HP. I want things that are not stat related.
So you would like let's say, if there was a leader skill that was like 50% chance to have a random Piccolo come up and punch the enemy. Just like anytime during the fight, you're just fighting and you're going, oh man, everything's going, I need that little bit of extra help, and then all of a sudden the animation cuts, boom, Piccolo shows up, running punch, running lariat, just hits the enemy.
He blows up the moon. Everyone's dead.
Actually, if there was a leader skill that just summoned Piccolo to blow up the moon, I would get down with your idea. That wouldn't help the end game at all, but that would be kind of cool to see, to mess around with.
Like I said, my idea isn't going to further Dokkan. Like Zenron's completely right. We're in a hole right now. There's nowhere to go but down. So, my idea is just completely useless to the game since everyone's so obsessed with just how it's been going for 2.5 years now.
Almost. Actually a little bit past that, I guess.
Yeah, it's just okay.
February will be 3 years for Japan.
Really?
Dang.
Yep.
Damn, time
I've been
flies.
playing it for 1 year.
No, 2 years.
Oh,
Right?
well, that,
Should be. We only
What-
had
what-
one
what
year
is math?
anniversary.
Yeah,
What am I
we've only
doing?
had
It's
the
not
1 year
3 years. It's
anniversary.
definitely not 3 years.
Are we gonna
because
have our
Japan
February-
does a lot of stuff.
February marks 2 years, and probably the inevitable Super OP Fusion Rainbow God. Please no. Super Saiyan
SSJ4
4.
Gogeta.
Please no.
Pui pui.
Yeah, buddy. Alright, okay, well,
He's
we've
coming.
screwed it up.
Rayleigh
Let's
for
move on to
Rainbow
Japan.
God.
Let's talk about the true Rainbow God. Zen.
Rayleigh.
Next topic.
Okay, so we'll. God damn it. Alright, let's switch into Japan. So, Arale is here.
Uh huh.
Why is
And
she good?
she is actually really, really good.
I haven't pulled for her. I have not spent a single stone on that banner.
Would you like?
You get
haven't
shocking
either,
speed.
because-
You get shocking speed. You get shocking speed.
Yeah,
She's
they
just
all
like
have all
Pearl.
these crazy links. Like,
She's like Turles. She's really fucking good and it makes no sense.
You shut up. Girl as being good makes perfect sense.
She even has a stun as a kitty cat.
the kitty cat has a. Okay, so the kitty cat's literally just TUR Gohan with a tiny bit less damage.
Yes.
That's
But then
exactly what
strength
she is.
AoE.
Yeah, the strength one is AoE.
Which was a real discovering because everyone just thought like, oh man, strength kind of sucks. And then I looked and said she's AOE, and people literally did not believe me because then that would make her too good.
Yeah, it's crazy how good these units and their links are ridiculous.
Why does Mono Strength have an AoE that shares a link with the leader? What universe do I live in?
So weird.
I mean,
Physical
does.
have it.
Also, I also want to bring up because everyone
Well-
always glosses over the physical one, but physical one is actually a strangely, weirdly powerful SSR because she's I think the first just pure +3 key lead for not being a Tur. She just gives +3 key, and she does 80% damage, which is like 3% more than Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks with the Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan Go tanks, but without all the usability of a Super Sealer. The only problem with her is that she does not Dokkan and become stronger. Like the other two.
But
We
okay,
got
so
agility. Oh boy.
this STR Arale is pretty much the best AoE in the game.
Which is the funniest thing to say.
I mean,
Let me.
she's got. I mean, she's not as strong as Broly, like
Mm.
damage wise. But Broly is Broly, and he sucks for all the reasons that he sucked for before, other than the fact that he does more damage now, which is important.
Yeah.
But Arale still has 8,600 attack,
And
which
you can
is
farm her super.
ridiculous.
And you can farm her super.
Yeah.
You don't
that's
even
the
no.
crazy
Okay,
part.
no. Let me specify. You don't even have to farm it. It's gifted to you one level every day. Farm implies that you have to work for it. It's given to you.
Hey,
This
hey.
you click on a button and it gives it to you. Like you don't even have to do like the tweet or anything. You just click on the button. I've tested it.
So you get her. I mean, we're at over 10 now because my int one is SA10 because I'm not gonna pull for the other ones.
Yeah.
So we're over 10. I think we're at what, 12 or 13?
For amount of Arales they've given.
Yes.
That's
So
accurate.
how long do these free Arales keep coming?
Till December.
Until December.
Jesus
So
Christ.
basically, if you get all of the Arales, you can max every single one without
Boy.
doing any work.
Basically.
If you wait.
But if you're like me and you don't want to wait, you do nothing but spend all day grinding for Arales. Because if just so everyone knows, I have all 5 Arales. I have a Rainbow Arale team that I do plan to get to SA10. Every single
Oh,
one.
the obsessed bastard.
The
I
int.
want to point this out. I always bring up DBZ Space to fact check stuff while we talk.
Uh-huh.
And STR Arale is top 25 in attack stat.
Oh my god.
Top 25 of every card in the game.
Who?
She has more attack than the AGL Dokkan Super Saiyan Blue Goku from the old one.
That's accurate. That's just that's canon.
It's just factual, yeah.
Yeah.
The non-Dokkan one still has 8320.
Yeah, she's no slouch even pre Dokkan. She's still pretty strong.
And then the
Times
Kitty
like-
Cat one has 7874 with a 90% passive.
Times like this, you just stare at these stats and you stare what these characters do, and then you look at every Vegeta in the game and you just start crying.
A little bit.
The STR Arale has more attack than the STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. More flat basic
Ripperoni,
attack.
Ripperoni.
Which,
I'm
by the
pretty
way, is the highest attack of any Vegeta card.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she has better
So
stats
she
than
has a
every Vegeta
higher-
in the game.
Yeah, she has higher attack than any Vegeta in the game.
Yep. Correct.
Better stats all around.
I think this is just signaling the return from when she returns to Super and just completely knocks down all the bad guys because she remembers that she exists.
I mean, she's in the universe.
She is in the universe somewhere, just hanging out.
Hanging out in Penguin Village.
Yes. In that dark ass evil Trunks timeline, her Penguin Village is unchanged. It's actually the giant happy sun is still there. Everyone else is like eating fucking dog food and Penguin Village is perfectly okay.
Can you imagine Trunks landing there and going into like a PTSD fit?
He's like,
The
what?
wor- like, how did this? How? What?
Oh man,
I need to see this.
that would be the greatest like Elseworlds comic ever. Of seeing Trunks instead of going to get Goku's help, he goes to get Arale's. And he just like, what the hell? I didn't even travel back in time. I just moved like 3 miles south, and everything's okay.
Wait, was it only my city that got blown up?
Everyone else got blown up. But yeah, these cards are strangely really good.
Even the
Too
Int one,
good.
which is like decidedly not good,
No, not
is
the
not
best.
that bad.
No, she still has
The
shocking
passive's
speed.
terrible.
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing. She has shocking speed, which is obviously the most important link on Int cards. But then she has a couple other ones that are like really. She has Revival, which normally sucks. Normally that sucks. But on Int, that has Golden Frieza,
it
who's
does
actually
it.
surprisingly good on Mono Int now. And she has Battlefield Diva with the TUR Pandel, which is also surprisingly good.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
basically, any version of an Int team that you want to run, the Intelligent Arale is a key bridge for all of it. All of it.
But then why? That begs the question: why would you bring that character?
Well, if you're free to
Who,
play,
Arale?
you ain't got much
Yeah,
choice.
if you're free to play, like that's all. Oh my god, you bastards! That's always relevant.
It's always-
If you're free to play, yes, you do have to take your handouts and just.
and to be fair, I am not free to play, and I run her on my team.
I use her too, actually.
Yeah, she's.
Oh,
I mean,
She- She's on my alt int team, the Interrelay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
well, her passive is only a 10% attack reduction, but it lasts for 3 turns, which
And-
means that she can completely keep it up forever.
Yeah, and most of your damage is coming from Buhan, so really you should be looking. I think intelligence lets you at least experiment a little bit more with the other guys, just because Buhan is so fucking strong that
At
you're.
least until the LR comes up.
Yeah, at least until. That's true, but either way,
And I
but
mean, she makes it easier to use Pandel,
yeah.
which then in turn makes it easier to use Super Saiyan Gohan, which is another 90% passive.
Yeah.
I mean, she opens up a lot of doors. It's hard to use Pandel on Int, like a regular Int team. Which would probably, I mean, that would end up being what? Buhan, Janemba, Gohan, Super Saiyan God, Ice Shenron, and Piccolo, probably?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, for a
It's really
hyper
hard to
min-max
fit.
team, she does things.
Yeah, it's hard to fit anyone into the Int little grouping of fuck you, we're just going to shock each other with our speed and block shit. You can't really do that. But Arale opens doors to Pandel and the Rebirth Gohan. She opens up doors to the Rebirth Trunks or to
Weakness
basically
Frieza.
anything you want. Because Golden Frieza combined with those stats and that Piccolo passive, the new World Tournament Piccolo, tanks just as well as the AGL one does. He was getting hit for like 60 damage.
So
Public service announcement. This relies for the lineup to also be able to use these characters and a Raleigh at the same time. So her uses are good, but are you honestly going to set up a lineup like that and just use it all the time?
Yeah, I do. It beats everything.
Okay, it beats everything. Of course, it's mono.
Yeah,
Well, it
mono...
takes a lot of the RNG out of Int. It plays more like STR when you're using Arale, in that all of your units just don't take any damage.
If they do, then you just get it right back.
Pretty much.
You've never cared about damage in mono ints. It's crazy.
Speaking of, I still haven't used my mono int.
Mono Int's fun. It's just kind of slow.
It is pretty slow.
I have a really trash team, so I kind of want to see how this will go. I got Buhan SA10, he's Dokkan. I got Android 18 SSR. I got Arale. I got Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan. I got Ice, and I got Full Power Frieza from the Dokkan
That's
event.
terrible.
It really is.
That's god awful.
Why do you think this is a physical account, not an int account?
Arale is like the second or third best card on that team.
And then in this other team slot right next to it, you just have Broly, Black, Super Saiyan 2 Goku, Full Power Frieza, Super Saiyan Gotenks, and Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Yeah, that's
Trash.
much better.
Trash this account, 0 out of 10.
Alright, we kind of actually brought him up. This is a good time to segue. We brought up Piccolo, who came out of the new World Tournament.
Oh,
New
wait.
Structure.
Actually, let me just quickly say it. Just
Let Wokey say his obituary for
obituary, because no one else but me will ever mention these units. The other guys that also came with Arale, they're all various degrees of okay to at least fun to use. Tau, when he activates his special, actually does a good amount of damage. General Blue, still stunning 24/7. Kid boy version of Arale links well with Arale with Kitty Cat, so I like using him because he shouts at people. Super Superman is my current ongoing belief that a Bandai only cares about the balance of physical units, because he's strangely enough very well balanced in the sense that he gives himself +5 key, so he doesn't need to link with the other mono. He doesn't need to link with anyone in mono physical. And his of course, he has a bunch of restriction on him, and he's not that great, but he does feel strangely balanced compared to the others. And is that everyone? That's everyone. All those units, various amounts of fun to use, at least.
I don't know what any of them do, and that's why I've been silent this whole time.
Yes, that's why I know. I'm the only one that has every single unit.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I didn't even look them up on Space.
Fair enough. Now let's move on to talk about World
Alright.
Tournaments.
Let's talk about this new World Martial Arts Tournament. A lot of people hate it. I am not one of those people. I actually think it's pretty great.
It's good, except banner. Fuck
The
the
banner's
banner.
trash, everything else is pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the issue with the banner is just they need to change how much the friggin' World Tournament cards drop, because Jesus Christ, it's like every pull is a World Tournament card. And all the World Tournament cards are wet asshole, so...
Yeah, I want my Super Vegeta back.
I would much rather have Super Vegeta than Z-Sword Gohan twice.
You poor soul.
Very sad. Continue.
Anyway, so the biggest complaint I've seen from a lot of people is that the local rankings aren't fair, to which I disagree. I think they're very fair. I think that the people who just played them wrong. I mean, we didn't know it's the first time.
in on the Modcast.
Well, yeah, but see, the whole point of the local rankings is so that the guy sitting at number 1 overall in the world that started 6 hours ahead of everyone else doesn't lock them all out of prizes. So saying, I have a higher score, why aren't I getting a higher local reward? My response is, well, that's not what local reward gives a shit about.
Yeah, that's true.
People were actually saying that.
A lot of people were saying that it's bullshit that they had a really high score and people with a lower score placed better in local than they did.
Wow, a lot of people are stupid. No, you don't get to compare that. If someone walks up to you and says, "I have 6 million points and I'm 25," and like you walk up and you say, "Oh, I have 3 million points, I'm 24," and they start bitching, they're being idiots about it.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of the system is to not double down on rewards for the very top people, which I think is fine.
Yeah, it's completely good with that. I adore the New World Tournament. It's got
Yeah, I
bigger
thought it was
maps,
great.
more chance
I mean-
to get items. It's got more everything. The only downside it being the banner, since the drop rates for the World Tournament units was absurd. And if you're free to play, making top 10k is next to impossible now.
Also,
Unless you have an account built for World Tournament.
though they've really nerfed the ability of getting Bulma and Turtle medals.
They did.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
I barely
Weird.
got from just the capsules themselves. I got one turtle, and I was
I got-
looking for those capsules.
I usually went around and got every medal I could, and I ended up with like 12, I think, turtle medals. I don't even know Bulma.
Yeah, that's my actual only probably complaint from the World Tournament, because that gacha did me good, and I have no problem with the local rankings. It's just like getting those medals as has been. I guess that's why they just give you them now, right? Because they know that they're not super easy to get anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
At least I got my fat Gotenks Dokkan, so hey, I got a semi-good mono, I guess.
That's true.
But
So
back to the local, I do think I might have had a little bit too easy of a time in local.
Oh yeah, me and Penta just easily
got-
rode on that.
Yeah, I got like fuck all points. I was like, I don't know, top 50k, and I was 10th in my local ranking. I did nothing for the
Right, but see,
entire World
that's
Tournament.
that's what the point of the local ranking is for. Because if you join that late and you get top 50k and you suck ass and you get no prizes, that local ranking is for you. Because you got nothing out of that tournament at all,
now it sucks.
except for your local ranking.
It sucks for someone like Mayo, who
Yeah,
tried
but
his hardest.
and
but-
he still got like 60th or something overall, despite he had more points than I did total in the tournament.
Yeah.
And I think he got 60th in his, and I got 8th in mine.
yeah.
I mean, I was top 5k still, so it's not like I was top 50k and got first, but I can see the frustration with it. But the point is that it's making you choose between, am I going to sit and stare at my phone until the clock rolls over to the top of the hour and jump in the World Tournament and go ham? Because then you're going to get matched up with all the other people who are doing that.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have a much easier time placing well in the better prizes, because you're going to have, 20 million points by the time anyone else has really started to get going. But you're going to have a much harder time getting the local prizes because you're competing against people who are playing the event on the same level that you are. And that's what I think that the local rewards are ultimately for, is they're giving additional rewards to people for competing against people that are around their level of intensity. Because at this point, the World Tournament was pretty much, you are a hardcore grinder who's going to get top 5k, and he's going to get a lot of prizes. You're a casual grinder who wants to do the tournament but not crazy, who will get top 10k and get their one unit and whatever they want, Or you're everyone else who is not going to do it at all because you don't have the interest in grinding up against those other people who are more serious than you are.
think
I
if
don't know why
there's-
there's any downside to it. Local has its issues, but when it comes down to it, it's more stuff.
If there's
Local
one,
only has one flaw, and that is it locks an LR behind it.
like I do have another issue with the new World Tournament, and it's how far ahead nuking AoE is now. It's so far ahead of everything else.
Well, we haven't had time to get the... Someone brought up an interesting point on the subreddit, and I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with his point 100%, but it's food for thought, is that this tournament was designed with the upcoming dupe system already in mind.
Yeah.
So what we need to do now, because we don't have it, is nuke to bring up that stat difference. But when all of our cards are starting to sit at 13,000 plus attack points, etc., I think 20 times will be a lot easier to deal with. When you don't need Super Vegetto, Janemba, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta just to survive. You know?
Yeah, it could help make Xeno Trunks and who has a real tough time as someone who has him at SA1. Had a real tough time after times 3 difficulty killing anything. Definitely trying to get a dupe Xeno Trunks, putting him up there and increasing that stat would help kind of deal with a lot of the new World Tournament structure.
Yeah, I think with all these like mechanics coming out at roughly similar times, you got to think that they were made with each other in mind. I mean, if the new World Tournament came out and it wasn't any harder, and we got this dupe system, and even Chowman is, just an unstoppable force of destruction. Because Chowman sucks. Let's be super real about that right now. He does like 20k.
Yeah, he's the fourth worst now.
He's god awful.
Yeah.
He's the worst one, easily.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's not usable in the new tournament right now. Which I'm fine with, because whatever. Everyone should have one at this point. If you don't, I'm sorry. But like, let's say
This is why people don't like you, man. Come on, have a heart.
They come every month in 15% SSR rate banners. If you're actively
Chowman
trying
is
to
my
get
only
one
one.
and you haven't yet, then your life is miserable.
You should also pull for STR Raleigh. Try for that one.
Yeah, you have a GSSR for 3 chances at STR Raleigh. Go for it.
Yeah, but it takes stones. Guess what I don't have?
Stones?
Okay, you're talking to the wrong
Money?
person. If you're asking Zenrod to give you like empathy when it comes to not having stones, this man solves all of his life problems by throwing stones at it.
Yeah, I don't have stones. Well, that's because you spent your stones on other stuff that you wanted, so you valued other stuff over AoEs. So, sucks. Enjoy that AGL team. Anyway.
You see?
I had stones, but I throw all my daily ones at the God banner, hoping for Go Tanks, and it doesn't work.
Well, good luck with that, because that's a 0.2% chance of happening.
Oh, I know what I've gotten myself into,
I,
Zenrod. Don't worry.
The minute I was super excited that you could pull on that banner with stones, and I was like, maybe I'll do a couple multis and see if I can get Gohan or something, because I really want Gohan. And then I saw the rates, like the drop rates of the individual cards, and I was, nope! I got right the hell out of there. I haven't spent on anything now. I might save up for an Arale GSSR and just try to get STR Arale, because why not?
Yeah.
This is why I'm an idiot.
You're not still doing it, are you?
I did it today.
I mean,
Alright,
I'm
quick.
still doing it.
Who would do that? Only idiots would do that.
Oh, that's maybe my
I did
favorite
it this
thing to
morning.
do.
Okay, well, good luck. I hope you get what you want.
I'm working on it. Hey, if I can get either Broly, Buhan, or Gotenks on this account, I'm happy. But I don't even need Gotenks because I have Frieza. And Frieza's done a pretty good job, if I do say so myself.
I believe Frieza has no weakness, if that's to be
Yeah, he
believed.
really doesn't.
That's what I've heard, yeah. I've heard that's the case.
I heard that from a few idiots who I don't ever want to exist any longer.
Anyway, that World
Oh, wait.
Tournament, get an AoE. Let's see, we'll see what happens next.
Get
I
an
mean-
AoE the nuker lead.
At this point, it's not any different than it's always been. I've seen a lot of people get upset that oh, the World Tournament is so hard to do if you don't have these 3 or 4 cards. But yeah, tell me how fun the World Tournament was before without Broly, Majin, or Xeno Trunks. How fun was it for you then?
I mean, I did it.
Yeah,
I
but it
did it.
probably sucked.
I
in
took
comparison to
part
everyone
in
else's.
it, god damn
Wait.
it, and I found I grinded my cards.
Wait, Zen, you were coming in a little low.
Oh, sorry.
Alright.
I was saying, it probably sucked for you if you were doing the World Tournament before without any AoE at all. So now
I
the
was
people
doing
who
it
have
this
an
time
AoE
without
but
AoE.
not a nuke leader, they're just feeling the same thing that the people that didn't have AoEs were feeling before. The tournament's not different, it's just the cards you need changed. And they didn't even change all that much, it's just one more.
I mean, I think the power gap did get bigger there. Because the point amount you get for the nuke AoE at the finals, I've seen it's fucking insane.
Yeah, nuke AoE times 20 is absurd.
Yeah,
Sure, but
Doesn't-
AoE
like-
versus regular was absurd before too.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
but
grind
it
is
was-
absurd. Now it comes down to the fact that if you have an AoE, sure, you can grind. Will you make top 10k? No, because the people who have AoE and a nuking lead will be in a slugfest of apocalyptic proportions to see who can get top 10K.
See, that's not true at all because I only got 60 wins and I only played really hard one day and I got top 5K.
How's
So
that
I
Goku
think
doing?
he's cool. I haven't even leveled him up yet, but I like his art a lot, so I'm glad I have him.
For which one? For who?
The Goku that you got, the Wii Super Saiyan.
Yeah, the
Oh
strength
right,
one.
there was a Goku that you got.
Yeah,
I have him too.
It's actually dope as hell.
He looks
My-
cool. He looks cool.
yeah, he's got
My-
cool art. He's not
Yeah.
that great of a card, but he's really cool looking.
Yeah, that's worth it.
My original plan, I was gonna try and go for him on my main because I got an Omega and I needed another good card. And then I was gonna get Piccolo on my alt who has Buhan, and I only got Piccolo on my main. I didn't even start a round on my alt.
Good. While we're talking about him, that Piccolo's, for those who don't know, he's going to be the LR Piccolo. That's out of the bag. So it's LR Intelligent Piccolo.
And he actually links, yay.
He links, and he's super good. He's, like, really good.
We're in a
Even
real.
the SSR one is good.
We're in
I
a-
hope you haven't Dokkaned him yet because he's
Yeah.
farmable.
Yeah,
people are gonna do what
Dokkan him save him. But-
people are gonna Dokkan him if they want. That's just the way they are. What
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna. What
Just
I was
like
gonna,
how my LR androids are at SA1.
Hype.
I'm not waiting until the 3rd-year anniversary for SA5.
What I was
Yeah,
gonna
Wokey?
say is that I like this certain renaissance of let's make every character except for Hit really good. Piccolo
yeah, that
suddenly
kind of
has
seems to be the case.
Piccolo has shocking speed and is usable, which people have been waiting for a really good Piccolo for a while. And to be fair, I actually kind of like the Super Piccolo, the one that came out because his SA is really cool. I like
The
that.
multiform one.
Yes, I like. That's mostly me really liking his SA. But this is technically the example of like here's the first probably this is the best Piccolo, and he's at least in theory free to get for a lot of people. You just have to time out your local rankings if you want them. Just like don't play it for an entire day, then go on and go for them. Arale is suddenly really good. Like there's a bunch of cards that are coming out now that feel like, which was a problem I had with the game where it was very much like get a Super Saiyan, never use any other unit. And now it at least feels like they're trying to up the variety. Like they finally realize that they have a bunch of different characters that other people will also like. And again, not saying that there shouldn't be, say, like good Vegeta cards, because there should definitely be good Vegeta cards. I'm just glad that it seems like they're giving attention to a bunch of other cards now. Like Panda.
Yeah, because the game's moved away from, like, as you said, Super Saiyan. Before, you just said, okay, is this a Saiyan? Yes. Are they Super Saiyan? Yes. I make an entire team built around that. Now it's like, okay, does this character have key links?
Yeah, and that's enough.
Like, this guy, LR Piccolo, does he have shocking speed? Yes. What's his passive? Oh, he makes mono intelligence literally immortal. Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck.
I mean,
Slot him in.
it
Slot him in.
already was.
Okay, now, okay, that's the thing. Before now, you healed the damage you took with 22 plus, with 20k plus defense mono int teams with LR Piccolo on them. You're not going to be taking damage.
Yeah, my TUR int cell only took 40 from Dokkan Fest boss's regular attacks. You don't take damage anymore. There's nothing to heal anymore almost.
Yeah.
You had to get unlucky or you miss your stacks or something like that. But while we were talking about this, because I thought that was actually a good topic Wokey brought up, going back through and I'm looking at all the cards that we have right now. And I'm looking from the top 30 in attack stat. 13 of them are not Saiyans. That's almost half.
It's a definite improvement, I feel, from when it used to be literally like Aminal said, get Super Saiyan, get good, win.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
It was like, do you have a character that you like? Well, here's a not very good card, and it's also not SSR. We just felt like they should be SR. And they're definitely improving in that, except for super units, which apparently only Kaba is allowed to be pretty usable. Well,
Black and Kaioken.
oh, yeah, I forgot about Black. I forgot.
Outside of Dokkan Fest.
Yeah, outside of Dokkan Fest. It's a nice change of
Beerus.
pace. Beerus, yes. Not Champa though.
He's-
Champa.
Not Champa.
Champa got
Champa's
turned
garbage.
into a Champa. Yeah.
I don't know why they gave him that one link.
Yeah.
The Vegeta and Nappa
Over
link.
9,000.
I
But-
really hope they don't retranslate it when it comes to global, so Champa just has over 9,000.
I mean, if
Honest
you
link
think
list.
about it, his power level probably is over 9,000.
It has to.
It makes sense.
Perfect sense. 10
Yeah.
out of 10.
But yeah, and again, I feel like even the cards that we don't talk about, who aren't in the top, like there's a usable Tau. Like I feel like
Yeah.
if you liked Tau, that card is usable. If you General Blue, we have so many people who will rep General Blue, even when Murasaki was clearly #1 Red Ribbon Army. I actually said that name right for once. Red Ribbon Army
time.
unit, and he has an SSR that is just him, but SSR, which at that point it should probably just maybe have been a Dokkan Fest, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Point is,
Yeah, I feel like maybe they should have just Dokkan the old
They
one.
should have
At
just
this point,
Dokkan
I'd
the
rather
old
use
one.
The old one than the new one. I think the
Yeah,
old
I mean-
one's better than the new one.
Yeah.
It-
It is
it's
because
a-
lower cost and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, is the new one just a stat boost? Is it literally
It's
just
a stat boost, different links, and a worse passive.
and a new special attack. Also,
Yeah, and he's shirtless, so for anyone that's into that, that's there for you too.
the most manly art of a man holding a knife and a girl's backpack.
I
It's
zoned
good.
out for a minute. What are we talking about?
Something. Point is,
Don't worry about it.
they're doing good strides in making other cards of characters that people would like usable, so that at least you could use them in a team. Like yes, Brapan is usable in the sense that if you like her, definitely a usable card. It's not in the past the way it was in the past anymore.
No.
Which is
Although Brofan is a Saiyan.
she is a
Yeah.
Saiyan. Technically,
So-
she-
Her title is the girl with the best genes, so you should fuck.
is it really?
It is.
It is.
Oh. Weird.
we go from not
That's how
talking
you know
about
she's a Saiyan.
Yeah, we've got away from Saiyans as the meta. Yeah, but you know, Rob.
Hey, at least it's a lady Saiyan. Which before then,
That's
Fasha
true.
was the only one who was SR.
That's
Listen. Let's not forget also that Bardock's fucking gang got SSRs.
Yeah,
All
they
b-
did. They were really desperate for apes. Any
Yeah.
apes.
All before Tien. Everyone but Tien and Hit can be good. That's
Tien still doesn't have an SSR.
no.
I think his only one will probably be his strike one.
How hilarious would it be if actually that was the case? That actually
It's
will
looking
probably-
that way.
It is looking that way, but we'll see.
And the TNSSR gets shocking speed.
You know what? Chances are he will. There's a
You know,
good-
they started using shocking speed as the new catch-all because they mentioned that we've moved away from Saiyans. For a while, Ready for War was like the catch-all link. Like a new banner would come out, and you would go, "All right, I wonder which one of these has Ready for War on them," because at least one of them does.
Yeah.
But that's because they were only releasing Saiyans. It's a Saiyan exclusive link. Every card that came out was a Saiyan. Every card had Ready for War. Now, Shocking Speed is kind of turning into that. Like every card that comes out kind of has it now.
yeah.
Over in a Flash is for those like high-end cards that have low like term forms, like Gotenks and all that sort of stuff. Ready for War, as you said, is Saiyan only. But it's gonna be so awkward if Shocking Speed becomes the catch-all because they have to give cards Shocking Speed or just, they don't link.
Well, the thing with Shocking Speed is like, it's the only one of like the main key links, your Urban Flash, Ready for War, Fusion Warrior, whatever, that doesn't have a strict criteria.
hmm
Because at
Nappa
some
was
point in
really
the
fast,
show,
man.
anyone
Nappa's
was
real
fast.
Nappa was fast.
Yeah, like you look at Nappa as like this muscle-bound jackass berserker who obviously isn't very fast, but compared to Tien, he was fast as shit when he punched his arm off and Tien couldn't move.
Yeah, and compared
So-
to Nappa, Hit was just a rock.
I
Well,
feel
that's kind of what I'm saying.
What you're saying right now kind of makes no sense. I agree it's a catch-all, but they're just throwing it on units.
Well, no, see, because at any point in the show, someone was considered fast to the rest of the group. Like Nappa,
Hit
when
wasn't.
he came out, was
At all.
Hit was not considered fast. He was actually pretty slow.
They explained it that you have to be insanely fast because you only had a second to get in that many attacks.
Right, but see, that's Goku countered him by being faster. Goku was able to predict where he was going to go and move faster. So I don't think it's that shocking.
It's called shocking speed, which it did shock him, not just oh my god, it's always shocking speed.
Well, it shocked Vegeta.
I think we should really go back to the part where I forgot that Nappa punched off Tien's arm.
He did punch Tien's arm off, and
That-
it was a clean cut.
Give that
It
man,
was a clean cut.
give that man shocking speed. Deserved.
Yeah, but like, so that's one of the things is where every unit, except Hit, because Hit sucks dick. Let's get that out of the way before someone goes, yeah, but what about Hit? Hit is trash. Okay, got it. So, every one of these units at some point, like name a character that at some point in the show wasn't considered weirdly fast.
Oh my,
Raleigh.
you know what?
Popo had shocking speed when
Raleigh.
he fought little kid Goku.
No, Raleigh was shockingly fast.
Arale was fast as shit, yeah.
Like when she
I know,
showed up,
I know.
she beat the shit out of those people shockingly fast.
Shugesh.
Shuga, he doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it yet.
He has shockingly
Also,
fast.
he
Boom!
doesn't, oh,
Take that.
Also, he only had one vague minor fight and then died. So
Even the devs
I mean, he
were
was
like,
fast in that way.
he was, yeah. His screen time was shocking speed.
oh my god, they should. You know what? I finally figured it out. We need an in between. The new neutral key link, shocking death.
Yes.
Finally viable.
Yes,
Just
it will
units
make.
that die really fast.
Yes, that literally
What?
fits almost everyone. Vegeta, Goku, Janemba, everyone.
That's
Turles.
true.
Turles, yes, everyone has shocking.
Except for Hercule.
Except for Hercule, he's the champ.
Was Yakan shockingly fast?
Yeah,
Yeah, Yakon.
he was considered
sort of.
shockingly.
Goku couldn't keep up with him at first when he was base because he couldn't see, but that was partly because he couldn't see.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this guy's so fast with my base form. Whoa!
You know,
so fast.
I kind of want recordings of the devs having to discuss why these units have link skills, because us discussing it right now is probably not far off of them like going like, one person is in there going like, how the fuck was Nappa fast, and then he's just going like, you have to understand at the time, very fast.
Okay. Janembu. Tell me the point in the series where Janembu was shockingly fast.
Janembu doesn't exist in the series, so that would be part of the
Exactly.
problem.
Exactly.
He has it because Janemba has it.
Yeah, that's a
Why does
legacy.
Janembu have it? Janembu doesn't exist. But why does he have a card? Janembu doesn't exist. Moving on. Well, that was
Well,
an argument.
realistically, the reason that Nappa has shocking speed and not ready for war is that all of these cards that come out in Bava's shop are probably going to be just color swaps of the same thing. That's realistically the reason he has it.
Man,
I hope so.
To be fair, I do.
Which is interesting because one of them is going to be Fat Janemba, I think. So it's going to be funny to see him with shocking speed.
And I think actually, Piccolo Krillin does deserve shocking speed, because when he shows up in that movie, it is maybe the most shocking thing. It is
He did save Gohan from lava, which was gotta be pretty fast to do
Yeah.
that.
the greatest after when you see all the Dragon Ball Z movies back to back to back, the funniest joke ever is Piccolo showing up is Krillin showing up in a Piccolo costume, officially killing the Piccolo shows up out of nowhere and saves Gohan.
Just save Gohan, yeah,
Yeah.
in every single one.
Which happened in every single movie until they killed it in that movie. That was them going like, no, Piccolo ain't gonna come out of nowhere. He's not gonna, like Metal Cooler, go inside a spaceship and show up out of nowhere at the end of the movie.
Speaking of show up out of nowhere and Metal Cooler, remember how in that movie everyone flew on the spaceship together, but then Vegeta was just on the planet for some reason?
He just showed up.
He was just there. He didn't go with them. He was
It's like
just
how
on the
Piccolo
planet.
just showed up in the first Broly movie. It's just like, with ears like these, I can hear pretty much everything in the universe. What?
That also, you forget that Vegeta can breathe in space. And that technically, so can Goku, he just doesn't know how.
Yeah, Vegeta did get out of his space pod in anime filler in space.
Yeah, he did.
Planet.
But also, he
Yeah, he
trained
blew
on
up
the...
a planet, and he was
yeah,
really close to it when he blew it up.
yeah. Which
It was
is
probably too close. It was unsafe.
so many questions.
I mean,
What?
that's the Android 13 movie, where wasn't he just conveniently training in the Arctic when they went to fight in the Arctic.
I think both him and Vegeta were.
Is that the movie that ends with the wait for the fish to jump?
Yeah,
Yes. It's not over till the fish jumps.
it's
Okay.
over.
God, some of those DBZ movies. What the hell were we talking about?
I don't know. Let me pull the schedule back up.
We were talking about LR Piccolo, and then we went off on a tangent, and now we've ended up on the point where we're still talking about Piccolo, but now it's just miraculous appearances.
That's called going
Basically.
full circle.
Is there anything else that anyone wants to talk about with the new World Tournament, other than pick your battles so that you don't end up getting Demayo'd on your local rankings?
Don't be
and
Mayo.
I want to bring probably that Piccolo will probably be there every time. I would assume.
He'll be there for a long time, I think.
I don't see them making Piccolo the first one chance only LR when all the other two are just get him whenever you want.
Because they said like the first 5 or so LRs, they'll have one for each type that'll be like free for all, so who knows, maybe they could add like a new reward, but like the lower tiers who couldn't get them last time.
Maybe add him to the gacha? Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot to wait and see.
I'd be okay with them not having him pop up in the next World Tournament, but have him rotate.
At least in some manner.
Because if they're going to add these sort of things,
Speaking of rotations, praise these half stamina. Just rotating events.
Yeah, that is nice.
Can we get something like
Very
this
well.
with just like Dokkan Fest and all the events, please?
They're probably never gonna do it.
Probably not.
Probably never.
Eh.
Imagine if they had GT rotate every week and we got old guys every time.
it's such bullshit that Zeno drops in Global, but the Majin Vegeta event hasn't come with it.
Did it not?
It didn't. We don't have it. We don't have the Heroes event, so we can't farm medals.
They haven't made it every weekend yet?
No.
In Global?
No.
Oh.
He has
sucks
popped
to
up
be
on
that.
Global since Majin Vegeta first Dokkan.
Damn. That
Ripperoni,
sucks. It's every
Ripperoni.
weekend in Japan. It has been for a while.
World
Pretty sweet.
Tournament's right around the corner, too.
So what's our next thing?
I
to
mean,
talk
I hate-
about?
I think it was just
well,
like
It was sort of a
speculation.
catch-all speculation on the future, which we kind of already did.
Yeah.
But one thing that I think we should at least talk about a little bit before we sign off. What's everyone's theory on this dupe system coming at the end of the month? We know a little bit about how it works. Like, we know that SA level is going to matter. So if you already have people at SA 10, you'll already have certain gates open. To give a little bit of a speed advantage to people who've already used dupes. But some of the gates will require dupes. So if you had them and you used them on SA levels, you're going to have to get more. And we also know
Did they
that, like,
confirm that
90% of
that
the-
you'd have to get more dupes?
Yes.
Oh, rip! I was hoping they'd have a way to track it. That's probably really hard to do.
It would be
Uh,
pretty
it-
hard.
And then they've also confirmed that most of the grids will be available without dupes.
Have they confirmed that every character gets it, or is it just SSR?
No, they haven't confirmed who gets it yet. We don't even know if it's every SSR.
Hmm.
It might be only some at first, and then as it goes on, they'll add more characters to it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Super Vegeta
worried.
needs it.
I'm kind of worried that it's going to be the second wave of like, this is the new way we rebirth cards, because the cover card is that AGL SSJ Goku, which is still probably one of the worst cards in the game.
Which Global got for free. Hey, that's
They did get him for free.
That's
Enjoy.
nice.
He sucks. And have fun. I'm worried that it's going to be him and like Tech Vegeta again and like Physical Piccolo that all still suck. And then they're going to be like, well, now you can farm your ass off to make them kind of mediocre instead of suck. But none of the
I
good
don't
cards
see
are going to hit it.
that. I don't know
I
why they
hope
would
it's not
neuter a system like this by attaching it only to a certain amount of units.
Well, part of the reason that you attach it to only a certain amount of units is because when a system like this comes out, you don't want it to you don't want to make the rich get richer. So let's say this system comes out and everyone has it, it doesn't change anything.
Well, how do you know they don't want it to make the rich get richer? It's a system. It helps everyone. It helps some people more. It helps some people less.
Because
mean-
generally when you try to rebalance your game, you rebalance it at least a little.
I mean, if it relies on dupes, it already kind of makes the rich richer.
That's the thing.
Well, that's the thing is it relies on dupes to do certain things, but the majority of the grid is not based on that.
Also,
But some of the grid
it
is
also
vibrant.
increases the like it while those summonable dupes, yeah, but you can also get dupes from just the fuck, what is it? The droppable units.
Farmable ones.
Yeah, the farmable ones. Like you can get again Tekai Raleigh, the Kid Goku. You can get all the Dokkan Fest units are all free, and you can just get a dupe of them easy. Just run that stage.
Mhm.
So it benefits both in a way.
I see it being SSR only. I don't really see them doing this for SRs. They haven't given SRs any handouts in the past. But when they do, it's very minimal.
They have more. They give it more to
this-
ours.
Like, when they do give out
Ocean.
SR handouts, it's stuff like in the form of you have to pull this unit with the SR kids or the Dokkan Fest farmable units and stuff like that. So, I expect it to be widespread for most SSRs. And I don't expect this to be like the Rebirth system. I really don't.
I'd be really
No.
happy if Oceanus gets an
Oh
ability.
wow, there's a post on the sub. I'm cutting you off. Sorry. There's a post on the sub submitted just now that's titled "The LR androids are significantly worse than we initially assumed."
Always, you got to give them space, and now everyone's gonna talk.
The assumption was made on the fact that both LRs shared the same multipliers, and their normal and SA multipliers were shared and were the same. Now that we've tested the LR androids, their multipliers are actually significantly worse than Goku's.
What way?
Not a saying, go fuck yourself.
That's the true send off to this.
Well, I mean, what attack links do they have?
None.
I mean,
Exactly.
oh, innocence.
Space says it's the same.
Yeah, they have innocence.
Yeah, link with
Space
that
says
Arella.
the super attack multiplier is the
Oh
same.
man, they link with the Arale so well. Shocking speed and innocence. Whoa.
And Brawpen. She just gives him +3 key.
Oh my god.
Well, this
It's
is
no
their-
tech Bardock, but it'll do.
Their super SA multiplier when maxed for the androids is 4.8, but it's 5.7 for LR Goku, which is actually a pretty big gap.
Huh.
SA20 gives an additional bonus to the SA multiplier. For LR Goku, he gets an extra 30% attack to all units. It's looking like the androids don't get that. Oh wow, okay, so
Use mono attack.
So SA20 24 key Android Super was originally assumed to be about 443,000 based on LR Goku's multipliers. It's actually a full-on like 70,000 lower than that because their multipliers aren't that good. That sucks. I guess the androids are bad. We'll have to do some testing on that.
I have them at SA1 if you need any SA1 testing.
Yeah, I get baseline, then SA10, then SA20.
Whoa, everyone here get him to SA20, and we'll come back here in 6 months and talk about how we feel
Yeah,
about it.
when you've gotten all those Elder Kais to get him up there, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah, we'll talk about it
Oh.
then.
All right, so then back just before we get off because that was completely off topic.
Yeah.
I just saw it and wanted to bring it up. For the dupe system, what do you think it's gonna do other than stats? You think it's gonna add new abilities to the cards, or it's gonna augment the ones they already have?
It sounds like it will. It sounds like like either. Here's what I currently think. That's why they're broken up in such a way. One SA will either do augmentations to the leader skill or the passive, and the dupe will do the other same. Do the opposite of the other. So one will go for modifying leader skills by a little bit, and the other one will go by adding passives. Which I would think that the SA level would be the thing that kind of adds things to the passive, or the special attack. Probably not the leader skill because those need to be kind of consistent. But I'll say they'll add something to the special attack, like plus something attack or something when launching SA, or chance.
I'm
Excellent.
just guessing that the thing that will be like easily the strongest is the sorry. The
Yeah.
thing that will be easily the strongest will be locked behind the dupes. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm sure
Oh
they're
yeah,
locked-
naturally.
yeah.
That was never up for question.
No.
Like,
Hey.
and it'll be so far ahead of any other ability. I'm convinced.
Super Vegito just
Like,
counters
all the
twice.
other abilities are kinda meh, and then behind dupes are the real good stuff.
Well, see, I'm just wondering, like, if cards like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, if this is going to fix them. Because his problem is that he runs out of time, and there's no way to fix that other than extend the timer or remove it.
I
And
fully
I'm
expect
wondering
that. Like, there's three things I expect from this: super attack modification, passive modification, leader skill modification. The fourth thing I'd expect, but I will not hold my breath for, is additional links.
I guess that's possible.
Like Super Saiyan 3 Tech Vegeta. Suddenly, final link in a line, this unit gains over in a flash.
I was gonna say
It's
strong.
doable.
Yeah, I could
He'd
definitely.
be real
see
good if that happened. Actually,
Yeah,
I
that
don't know
would
if that would
like
make him better or
suddenly
worse.
this unit that everyone just turns their nose up to, they'd be like, wait, shit, I can actually use him now.
That might make him worse, actually.
I-
Then
For
he'd
Go
screw up
Tanks,
Go
for
Tanks.
Go Tanks, yes.
Yeah, for
Yeah, he'd screw up Go Tanks.
I think I just died inside. I found the guest TUR and Piccolo SA1.
It's reasonable to do him at SA1 just because his event's not out yet. It was kind of douchey of them to give a farmable guy out and not give out the means to farm him at the same time.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Mine's at
They did it with
SA3.
Xenotrunks. Why wouldn't you do it with Piccolo?
They did it with Arale.
Yeah, they do Arale, every single Arale. You can get all of them in fact, all of them. All
But
four.
Piccolo gets no love.
What the
Piccolo,
fuck?
you better hope you have some SRs saved up that you can then work on.
Why is a Raleigh event now the golden standard for crossovers?
Because it's too good.
It
Why?
is really good. It's
It's
dumb.
a rally.
The global crossover is good too, though. I mean, you can
Yes.
max basically
Oh, yeah.
any SSJ Goku you have. The problem is that there's only like one SSJ Goku that I would consider to be very top tier, and that's the one that y'all don't have yet.
And now you need to hold on to 10 spares and 10 for LR Goku.
Well, no, because giving the 10 to LR Goku, you'll never get it that way. So it's
No, I don't mean
2%.
give it to LR Goku. I mean give it to his SSR.
Oh well, why would you have an extra 10 after
Because
that?
you've not like if you go for the World Tournament SSJ Goku that just came out in Japan, you can just
Oh,
get
I
him
guess if you want to farm him, if you want.
yeah, like having free UR SSJ Gokus in the bank might take up 10 spaces in some people's mind. In my mind, as a free-to-play player, it's an investment because if you pull any good SSJs in the future, you can instantly get SA. Like if I pull the Ent one, instant SA10.
That's true.
It's an investment. Nice.
Yeah, I guess I just don't really see that many that are worth investing all that time and box space for, especially if it's getting in the way. Like you have
Yeah.
to clear stuff out every time you run a level or something. If it's not getting in the way though, who cares?
I think the only ones that might even be considered worth it would be, of course, LR Goku is SSR form. Maybe the Ent if you plan to get Buhan, the Orb Changer, and the Strength one that just came out.
I've used the M1 on Buhan teams. I don't like it. I'd rather use Android 13.
Alright.
What a weird fucking world we live in.
Right?
You
It's
just
weird at
said
first, then
I'd-
you look at his links, and then you realize he's actually really good on int teams.
I think that statement is good to get us out. Is you saying I'd rather use Android 13 over Super
And
It's a
Saiyan.
new world.
never sleep on Fear and Faith.
Never sleep on the power of links.
It's a brand new world out there when you want to use Android 13 instead of Super Saiyan Goku.
Yeah. A wonderful time.
All right, well then we'll go ahead and call it here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks everyone for joining, talking about this stuff with me.
And us.
And
We were here too.
well, I was.
I'm not
thanking you.
here.
I was
Oh, you're
thanking
talking
the
to
four of
us.
you for talking to me.
Oh, now I'm
You
just an
jackass.
asshole.
I take it back. I don't thank any of you for anything.
Yay.
Now I get to go back to my prison in Global, where I'm held hostage by the mono leads.
Yeah, have fun. Have fun.
How
not
many
having
stones
to
do you
go
have
to
saved
GLP,
for
but
Go
Super
Tanks
Vegeta.
anyways?
Fine.
Bye guys. We'll see you next time.
I'm saying this because
Okay.
there's food waiting for me.
I don't like any of you. Why do I play this game?
I like you guys, but not as much as my hunger.
Yeah, I'm actually hungry too. I'm about
I ate
ready to
before
go.
this. Rip.
And goodbye.